right? In CU. So is this your music thing calling you back in CU?
Yeah. So yeah. So yes. So it has been even up to now. Still that I told you, that tension of music and computer studies, because
It's always there.
Yeah, and because both of them they are.
Yeah.
They are, even in for Dilab, I used to come with my bass guitar. I'm going for band practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in campus, of course, I play with the Christian Union. That's actually the first time I picked up the bass. But in most of my time, I was playing the keyboard.
Are you good? Are you good at it?
So I can say I'm better on the bass than the keys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the keys, I get to have, maybe if I wanted to try out something, I'll try out with the keyboard, because the keyboard is easier to follow. Then I can do them on the bass. Yeah.
So if you have like the keys, you can be able to play them.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So,
the reason why I'm asking this, because some time back, and this should not be a cliche. I think Steve Jobs said that he happens to hire artists who happen to write code. So there is always a correlation between music and science, specifically programming.
And that's why, or maybe you can say even arts in general, maybe. Or you're
basically music.
Music, okay.
Yeah, music. Because even the Mac that we use, it's maybe people don't know, but it is designed for designers and musicians.
That's true.
That's the first period.
Every producer will go, like, if they're not using a Mac there.
You get what I'm saying? And also, greatest of the programmers, they happen to do something in music, including Steve Jobs himself. And the other designer, I can't remember his name right now. Is it Steve Ive?
Johnny Ive.
Johnny Ive, yes, Johnny Ive.
Okay.
So you always find things that correct. I think someone who really understands music has a way, because also music requires a lot of focus. That's what people don't do.
Yeah, it does.
People see people perform and it's really smooth and easy, but the practice hours that people put into place is amazing. The creativity in music, also in computing. I tell people anyone can write code, but very few people can solve problems. Very few people, and those are the good engineers.
Yeah, problem solving is it's the higher part. I
Now,
think code is just the implementation.
Chief,
yes.
you get into second year, where now you need to do a project. What did you build?
So interesting. So all my time. So the good thing is, like, I was lucky. I count myself lucky.
All smart people think they are lucky. All the smart people who have sat there, they always say they are lucky.
Because most times they say, like, when I do a project, I want to make this project into a product. Like, I can make it a startup. That time I already thinking in terms of, like, making. Though I didn't know that term even startup. I haven't even heard of the lean startup or that kind of thing. But I was saying, like, this thing can turn into a product. So I decided to do a project called Get Kazi. Yeah.
Still is there.
Get Kazi.
Okay, now it's Kazi Plus.
Yes, that's how it turned to Kazi Plus now. So Get Kazi, I do Get Kazi to help, like, it's just a job board basically. So it was my project. Yeah. So it was like that time the main job board in Kenya was Brighter Monday. Yeah, so it was like sort of a Brighter Monday kind of thing, clone. So I did that, but I wanted it to be like a product. So I didn't get to actualize it, but I packed it. So Get Kazi, I packed it. And then fast forward in 2014, thereabout, I started building the Kazi Plus platform now.
Okay. And you hazed it.
Yes, I tried. At first, we managed to launch it in 2015. Yeah. I think I launched on the 1st of May. Then we went live.
Yeah. So, which were your, like, favorite units during that period before you went to, like, that year?
For me, anything that was hardcore computer science, I love. Like, anything that was veering me off, like things that I don't, talking about, like, which ones?
Communication skills.
Of course, those ones. They just leave those HIV and AIDS. Like,
HIV and
but
AIDS.
Even other than that.
Did they still teach that?
Yeah, because it's like a statutory requirement, sort of.
People should not die of HIV and
AIDS.
Yeah,
because it's funny. But so I... Most of course, I used to like most of the stuff. Of course, I think like data structure and algorithm was also good for me. Operating systems,
assembly.
Assembly. We did C also. I really liked C that time. But most of these things I was just doing them as because it's hard to take one thing out of another.
Yeah.
And like they all make that puzzle. They all make that
the
picture,
puzzle complete.
Yeah. So every course that I did, I tried to do it like at least the best of my knowledge. But I felt shortchanged in terms of course, delivery. And it's a problem I think that we're trying to solve locally, where our schools. That time I was really hardcore in terms of I was thinking that the schools weren't doing enough. But over time I've come to understand from their side, out of the academia. Like you can imagine you telling a professor to go start now learning Python so that they can teach you. Yeah. So these are I tell students, the school is just there to tell you what is there to know.
It teaches you how to learn.
Yes. At the end of the day, it should be teaching you how to learn.
Yes.
But don't expect your professor to come and teach you Python, come and teach you APIs, how to use
JavaScript.
Yeah. But just know that there's something called compiler construction, something called maybe if it's the construction algorithms, operating systems, internals, and all that. Yeah. At least know that, and then now you go and do your own depth research and learn and that. But the only problem that we have now with the system is that it does not reward those who go the extra mile.
I see.
It punishes actually.
Yeah.
It actually severely punishes. Yeah. But it rewards those who can go and read those slides and cram and go fill in. They'll be like the ones getting first classes.
Yes.
So it rewards more of that. So that's that's the only problem. Yeah. I wish there was a way of rewarding guys who are actually doing the actual and reading, like getting to know the internals and everything and implementing the practical aspect of it. Yeah. So when right now I'm back actually to the school and we're actually talking with a lot of the professors there. We are and even the curriculum now is really changed. I don't know if you know the new curriculum. I should send you the link.
For the computer science?
Computer science. They've really improved.
Please share,
because they've added, actually, Kimathi, you need to help the school because they've added these sections where they call them boot camps. It's a new item where you can, just a boot camp, it's free. The one boot camp is called Emerging Technologies. So they wanted to partner with industry. So someone like AT can come and teach them any emerging technologies.
Anytime, bro. Yani, we are ready. We were born ready.
Yeah. I'll do that connection.
Yeah, for sure. I actually had contacted Muturi last year. I wanted to do a couple of, even make it like a process. But this is what I want to say, because especially for schools in Nairobi,
yes,
people are too comfortable, to be honest. Because
you know more about the school right now than myself. So go ahead, yeah.
Because most of these events that happen around Nairobi through the community, they share a lot of what is happening right now. And we try to go even like predict in a couple of years how should you prepare yourself to fit into the industry. Because you see technologies like engineering, construction and all these, it moves very fast.
Very fast.
That you by the time you join first year and by the time you are graduating, what was really needed in first year is no longer there. Like I remember when we were graduating, it was C++, C#. Right now it's JavaScript, right? Yes. Just to give an example. But the core is the same. What you're taught there is the same. Data structure, algorithm is the same. Game theory is the same. That helps you to solve problems. But now the technology that you used to implement that keeps changing, because at the end of the day, people are finding newer and easier ways of doing things. Like in the next 10 years, the biggest industry that people should focus on is machine learning and AI. Yeah. No doubt, because it's no longer time that we say the future oil is data. No. Right now, as you speak, data is the oil, the new oil. Any company that is crunching data and making information out of it and eventually knowledge, we're in the knowledge society. I think you remember that from Dr. Nganga. I don't know if she's a professor now, but she taught automata.
Yes.
And that helps you to understand even the core basics of knowledge societies, how they operate, knowledge engineering, and whatnot. So I would say also, as much as we might try to reach out there, because also going to schools sometime, I would say it's an inconvenience because of how the school structures are. But if they also try to plug into and I've seen a couple of those students in the
But how many come to the
very few.
AT boot camp?
I'll say very few.
Guys, I like the thing that you do. What is it called?
Open hackathon?
Man, I was just feeling like if you were to reverse all the campus, I would be like in all three of those.
No, even right now you can come. Actually, every engineer I meet, because when I come to Microsoft, like I know like maybe 3/4. Because even in Andela, most of the Andela guys went to Microsoft. Is that I encourage them as much as I know the work is demanding. Find some time. Even I think if you guys negotiate with the Microsoft itself, these are things they know actually count into even creating the pipeline. Right?
The whole ecosystem.
So you could find time, you could find slot to share some of this knowledge. Because at the end of the day, you see AT is doing as much as it can, and you see maybe to some extent, if we all come and contribute in one or the other, then there is no doubt we could be the leaders of in tech, and there is nothing stops us. Because one thing I'm for sure after interacting with different guys across the country is that the smart guys are equally distributed. God is a fair God, but now they don't get that platform.
They say that even when it was in Nandaa, the mantra at that time was that talent is evenly distributed.
Yes.
But opportunity is the only one that is not.
They are limited, yeah. So, and I'm sure if we offer the platform, even these guys can create opportunities. So that's what we ride on. And for us as Africa's Talking, we normally have Open Hackathon the last Thursday of the month.
That was ingenious. That's awesome, yeah.
And do you know what? There is always Open Hackathon the last Thursday of the month, unless there's nuclear war. Or there's an apocalypse. That's how committed we are.
What?
We're also trying to do.
So last Thursday.
Yeah.
I always get the emails.
Last Thursday of the month. So you can always find an opportunity, and then you can be able to contribute in one way or the other, or come even sit with the engineers, see what they're building. Guys are building amazing stuff. People always have new ideas that could throw you off balance, because what was our solutions then is no longer there.
Yeah.
Guys right now are starting to code maybe at high school level or primary school level.
It's happening.
Yes. So you go there and say, you have 10 years of coding experience. What was that? They have 12, right? And then maybe second year. So
that's true, yeah.
Things are changing, but if we connect the hold and the need, we'll be able to make it. That's true. And of course, for us, we are committed. It will be about time. Because like this week, we are going to Chuka University. Mm-hmm. Well, whoever will be listening to this will be asking which week.
Yeah.
Week, the second week of February. Mm-hmm. So, and also a couple of, we'll be doing JQuat, I think next week. Mm-hmm. And Mombasa, that is TUM. Nice. And we're inviting Swahili Box, Swahili Port, there's either hub. I can't remember its name right now. But everyone is invited.
There's a third hub now in
yes. Mombasa is growing actually. And industry. And we'll be visiting county to see what we can help them build. We also want to start capacity building across the counties. I hope the counties will be able to support that process.
That would be awesome.
And involve all the community. For us, the good thing is that we are partnering with all the dev communities to ensure that, because we're committed in empowering developers across Africa. Very soon, we'll be launching in West Africa. We'll be doing that outreach, but already the communities are there. So this is something we are committed long term. But of course,
but one thing that I really respect at you guys, what you do, is I can almost even bet my money on it. That you get very little from what you give. What you get back, you guys give a lot. Like
you have open heart.
Yeah, you guys give like, it's true. Like almost, I don't want to say this, and then maybe you're one of the investors listening, but you're almost like a socialist. But for me, that's also resonates with me, because I don't really believe in like hardcore capitalism. I think we need to empower other people.
They say by giving you receive. You can never receive with clenched fists. Ever. And you know what clenched fist can do better?
Fight.
Nothing else. But an open fist can do a lot of things. It can receive, it can greet, it can pray. There's a lot that you can do. But anyway, that's a bit deep. So people have to process that. But now, Chief, this is where I met you in second year. And you had this resource of so many books that you shared. How did you get all that?
That's a good question. Man, yeah, I remember. Wow.
Hey, you shared, I don't know how many
come-
GBs.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't like give my shout out to, like when I was writing my, I think I did write to him, but there's this guy who was at Google. It's called Andrew Ashira. I don't know, he's deceased now. To be with the Lord, yeah. So Andrew Ashira was like one of the engineers at Google, like one of the very first engineers.
In Kenya or Mountain?
From Kenya, but he was working mostly off Dublin. The SRE.
Dublin office.
I was in SRE stuff. So then he came back. He did his masters. And
At the school?
So coming back is just, I'm talking of like coming back from Dublin, it's like 2018 thereabout.
Okay.
Then he joins Andela. Then within a year he's passed on.
What happened?
Cancer.
Ah.
Yeah, he had throat cancer and
Throat cancer?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey.
So that was really sad, but he was the guy actually who was hooking us up with so many good stuff. Like there's this like he had a bunch of books like
A repository.
yeah, and he just sort of bootlegging, which is like, but like for me, I've grown up on bootleg. Like,
Yes.
like that time we couldn't afford. Yes, we were making some money, but it wasn't that much. We couldn't buy like a whole like 2,000.
And some of these books are quite expensive.
Yeah. But sometimes when I later on became an author, I started feeling like, hey man, we shouldn't bootleg.
Started having selfish interests with bootlegging.
But most of the guys, just even if you're an author out there, just know the truth is most of your books we bootleg them.
And it's okay. Because at the end of the day, the reason why you write a book, and I'm not saying someone should write a book and sleep hungry, is you want people to read it. And the best books are the ones that are most bootlegged.
Yes. Okay. Like when it's almost like the way bang and all that, you know, and it's illegal when it's spread. It's all a lot. Anyway, so what really happened was, even the guys, for me, the guys who tell me like I mentored them. What mentoring? If you guys ever hear that, my mentoring was not even at sitting with people like giving them even deep advice. All of what I used to do. Give them this bunch of books that most of the time I haven't read myself. Most of the times, not even most of the times, all the time, I haven't read all those books or even maybe even 10%, but I used just to give all of them. And I remember...
So in other words, you're telling people, read politely. In a polite language of saying, please, read.
No, it was just... Even it wasn't in a polite language. It was more of... I just wanted to share knowledge. Like some of the things that I wanted to do, but I couldn't get time to do. I wanted some other person to do it. Like I remember even Banter. Ruby, I never done Ruby. And I remember telling Banter, I think Ruby is a great language. From what I've seen, I think it's a good one. But Miss Deifanya, but I gave him some books. And I think that's why he started like Ruby, and now he's like the top Ruby guy.
He's CTO of Film Plus. They're really doing well.
And you guys doing Nairobi also together. So for me, I just feel like if I get something, if you say you are into this, I tell you, I've seen a nice book that you could benefit from. So that's how I used to do my mentorship. And even up to now, I think, and maybe we should talk a little bit about mentorship. I think most people should not expect like a mentor should be the one like looking for you. You should be the one looking for the mentor. And then to make a mentor's work easier, it's you maybe even to come with questions. Like you've already read stuff and say, hey man, I'm reading this part, but I'm not understanding. But where you're coming to a mentorship session, you're just like blank, or you're trying still to, it's not really.
It's so nice.
So it'd be good like for guys, like if there are students listening to this, they should like be the ones looking for mentors. And then things like the AT hackathons. Like actually that's the only part. Okay, most of my connection I made them through hackathons in Nairobi. That time we're doing Garage 48, Startup Weekend. So you should come to those events, make connections, get mentors, get even also mentor others, share material. That's how you grow the community.
Now, before we go to Garage 48, what's your take between mentorship and apprenticeship?
Apprenticeship is harder. It is very hard to implement, but it's the best. It's almost like, when you have you have a school, and you say, Maria, I would love a school where you have a 1-to-1 ratio for students to teachers. It's almost impossible. But there maybe there are those schools that I had like the school of Jeff Bezos was doing some school like it's really where a student is really like even they have a cap.
Yeah.
Class the school has only 40 students. I don't know the numbers. But it has a cap, a particular number of students.
Yeah.
And the learners are just like everyone is given almost like I tailor my material according to you how you're working. Yeah. So apprenticeship is the best because you're working with this like person who is experienced beside and you're actually just watching.
You're seeing what is doing.
Yeah. But also apprenticeship, it's almost, I can almost say it's 10x like even mentorship because apprenticeship, it's in some other subtle ways, it removes the barriers. Sometimes you look at someone, you look at him as a glorious person. Like, let me say, for example, a person that someone that is undisputed, who's still living right now. Someone like Linus Torvald, right? The guy of Linux.
Yes.
Even me, I look at him in awe. I've never met him. But let's say if you were to work with him side by side, most of that thing now you start fading away. If you just like say, oh, he's just someone like me.
Guy. Yeah.
Wait, even he has forgotten also about like stuff. Forgotten about now it makes you feel like I can also do what he does. So I think my apprenticeship makes someone feel like they can do what he do. Then mentorship is more of like this person you respect, you meet him once in a while. So always there's that gap. You don't know what they're doing there, and then they can give you a few tips and that. But that's the best you can do for the mentorship because the other one needs time and but where it's possible, especially like in companies, it's better to do an apprenticeship style where a junior is hooked with a senior. Actually, there are companies that were doing that. They've taken that like to the next level. Yeah. Where there's a company, what's the Pivotal Labs? Pivotal Labs, if I'm not mistaken, up to now, maybe I'll go do someone can go check out. They were like everything is pair programming. Like imagine like some people say like that thing's it's impossible. But like you come in the office, we're working from the same machine. We of course you have
and now
screens.
the Git has made it even much easier.
Yes, you can do over like all right. But that means that every code is written by two people. One person writing and another one like driving, as they say, the pair programming. So that's almost pair programming is a tool to implement apprenticeship. So I think for companies, if you can hook senior and junior in an apprenticeship way, that's the best. Yeah. And that's actually you can afford because people are in the same company, they can work. Yeah. But don't say that you senior mentor this person where they just meet once in a week. It doesn't help really a lot. Yeah. And
that's the reason why I don't believe in mentorship. And you've covered it really.
Okay. So, but it's the best you can do most of the times. It's the best you can do for the given time and context.
For sure. And I'm not saying that guys who do mentorship are wrong or right. All I'm saying that where do you want to see results? Where do you want to see
real
growth,
results,
right? And you have covered it really well. So for me, I create a platform where apprenticeship can happen. And I'm very clear about this so that everyone in that room don't expect, you reach someone for mentorship or for whatever. Because I find that also as an opportunistic way. But apprenticeship is where you show interest, commitment. Because you see, even with mentorship, the gap that is there is that you will see only the glory side. Yes. And that's why people don't like meeting their heroes.
Because
it changes everything.
Changes. Yeah. But they should meet your heroes. So that it can make you... I think when you meet your hero and you find that they fall short, you should not like look down upon them or what. You should not change how you used to look at them. Yeah. You still adore them and love them and just know that it's human and actually even make you feel like, now it's attainable. Yes. I used to feel that distance is huge, but this is a short distance. Yeah. But also again, don't be fooled by the mistakes because people have really invested time and in that growth and just don't think because they can make this mistake so you're in the same level with them. No, just still do the respect and all that, but it makes you feel like you can attain. Not like you are with them, but you can say like if I keep at it, I can be what I want to be, like in that song.
So you go to that year. And this is where you start participating in the hackathons or you started earlier? Because of this,
about time, Yeah, of course, hackathons start with coming when the pioneers in this ecosystem, IHAB. So 2008, when the IHAB is not 10. So yeah, you're right. That year is when I know about IHAB. Start going to the IHAB, and now we know about the hackathons and all that. Yeah.
Did you know it through Professor Agasha? Because that's how I knew IHAB.
IHAB. I know, because for me, the good thing, I had roots in the industry a little bit. You know, I was doing gigs outside, so I had some roots in there. In the
you had connection.
Yeah.
You know, you're putting them like roots and somewhere. No connections.
It's like so I just knew we through a friend that someone tells a friend and tell a friend, and then I got the IHAB. You know about startup weekends. I started being involved now in community stuff, Google GDG. Yeah, I started even the first GDG for Nairobi, University of Nairobi. I was the lead, and then I went to be also the lead of GDG Nairobi.
What you should tell them is that we started that thing. It was a consortium of 6-7 guys. I can't remember all of them, but I remember when we started. That's the time we started, because this is what I remember. Maybe
you're there. You're part of it. Because every time everything that I did, I had to involve you.
There was Rogers and this is how it started. Let me remind you, because
remind me.
Maybe it might also have skipped your mind. So we agreed to some extent we should be meeting on a Saturday to do some coding at the campus. So because you guys used to have access to the lab and everything, it was easier for you to negotiate with the lab guys to get some access. And then we met there. So in this meeting, you used to know Ahmed Maui.
Yes.
And there was this GDG going on everywhere.
He was the lead for Nairobi that time.
Ah, he was? Okay.
Yeah, he was the lead for Nairobi, and then he left for Mombasa. He left for another guy called Andrew. Andrew is now at Google, PM at Google. Andrew, what is his name? Andrew, I forget his second name. And then myself.
Now, that time, I think the reason why we met is because, I don't know if it's you who brought it up, but you said, things are not active, but there's this guy who has been running it, is no longer there. How can we restructure it well so that now it becomes a thing? So it was the guys who I can remember. There was Rogers and that he was, I don't know where he is now.
He's really good
at Android.
There
was you. There was Banta. Then there was some other 3 guys. I can't remember them.
You know what? Why I'm saying I'm laughing, because recently I was going over most of the times, remember, we were really hardcore users of Google Groups. Everything that we wanted to do, we do a Google group.
Yes.
So I saw a Google group that we did together.
It's
called
still there.
Deep SCI.
If
you check your emails, so you see all those guys there, the members there, you see them.
Nice.
So even at the time I wanted to send you guys a message hey guys, it has been, so I checked, it has actually been 10 years.
Yes.
So it was 2012.
Yes.
So I wanted to actually email you guys and say, hey guys, have you been 10 years down the line? If you just take Google group, you go to groups.google and look for Deep SCI. You'll see it.
So these are the guys who actually, for those who don't know, these are the guys who really shaped, I would say even beyond Ahmed Maui, these are the guys who shaped GDG, though with time it culminated to something else. And maybe you can tell your story. And we started meeting, and then we decided, okay, let's not be meeting at the SCI. Let's go to HIAB so that we can have more access.
So what was happening here was we wanted to start one GDG for the school. GDG University of Nairobi.
Yes.
But then don't forget that the Nairobi one was still going on.
Yes.
As much as it wasn't sometimes active, because Ahmed had left for Mombasa. And also Andrew also had left for, I think, UK or something. So it wasn't really active. But also wanted to do one in Nairobi, because we thought with the school, it's easier to get, as you just said, access to the lab and all that. But the school will not easily allow outsiders to come. So why we went to go now IHAB is because outsiders cannot come to school. It's easier for us now to go to the IHAB.
Yeah, I can see these guys.
You've
there
seen
was
them,
Mboya, there was Andrews, somebody.
Now Andrew. So just pause there. Andrew is the one who is deceased now. That's Andrew Ashira.
So these guys was really committed.
Andrew
I wish you.
It's called Andrew Shira, right?
I remember him.
That's
I remember Andrew Shira. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe we met once or twice. But
most likely.
Yeah, he's the guy even who hooked us. Who hooked us with merchandise for our first few events.
Yes, it's
I remember that's when the swag thing came into the
that
picture.
Is Andrew, that's Andrew.
Some stickers, and all this.
Yeah.
Now
so it was just like, he was just someone who was always chini ya maji kind of person. So when he passed on, most people didn't know. Very few people knew.
Yeah.